man.
All right, cool. So this is our third topic of the eve, and this one is mine. And this stems from...
This started during the day. It was light out.
Yeah, no, now it's... It was dark and scary.
I'm late for school.
Please help, we're being held here against our will. We've recorded for 15 hours. But no, mine comes from an instance where I felt very dumb recently. And that happens a lot, but this is just the most recent event. So at me and Andy's job, we work at a garden, and we were giving a tour and an event to a bunch of physics professors from the college. And, you know, physics people are obviously very smart. And when you give a tour, someone, you want it to be entertaining. So I was kind of like, all right, cool. I'm going to try to spice things up. I'm going to try to liven up the joint a little bit. How am I going to break this ice? And I see a professor that I had for astronomy like 2 semesters ago. And I was like, all right, cool. And I kind of strike up a dialogue with all of them. And I was kind of like, oh, so are you guys all staff members here, professors? And like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, I know you are, man, because I had you for astronomy two semesters ago. And she was like, oh, yeah, I think I remember you. And I was like, oh, yeah, thanks for the A. That was my joke. And she laughed. Everyone else, much like you guys, pan-faced. They did not respond. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be harder than I thought. And I kind of overheard them talking to each other, and they were physics talk, like, oh, yes, the hydrogen super collider. You see, what happens is sometimes our equations are slightly off, so the hydrogen atoms miss one another by ever so small margin. If we can correct that, we can create life. So sorry.
And they all start laughing, and they're like, was that a joke?
And so I took like a 30-minute reprieve, and I went and looked up some physics thought experiments to see if I could pepper them in and seem smart and like I could hang. I could not. But there were some interesting ones, and I wanted to run them by you guys to see what your opinions are. The first one I found that was interesting is the farmer and his cow experiment. And basically, the question goes, so there's a farmer, and he has a prize-winning milk cow on his farm. And a milkman comes up to him and says, oh, hey, how's your cow doing? And I saw the cow in the pasture, and the milkman or the farmer thinks, oh, the guy's probably right, but I'm gonna check anyway to see if my cow's out there. And so he looks out his window and he sees the familiar black and white stripe of his cow, and he thinks, all right, cool, my cow's in the pasture. And then on the drive back, the milkman says, you know what? I'm just gonna check and make sure that man's cow is in fact in the field. And he walks up to the field, and he sees the cow, but the cow is hidden behind a bunch of trees, right? And there's some paper in the tree that the farmer obviously mistook for his cow. And the question goes, even though the cow was in fact in the field, was the farmer correct when he said that he knew it was there? If that made any sense.
Yes.
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 Yes. We all say yes.
Wait, what was the question again?
Okay, so basically, to try to put it in simpler terms, so...
We're probably doing this way wrong.
I know. This might just crash and burn and be a stupid topic because we don't know what we're talking about.
Really hope those physics professors...
Yeah, see, words are hard.
No, it's supposed to be like a really thought-provoking thing. You're like, I don't know. But it's like, yeah, it was there.
And it's, you know, that's what I think as well. But I feel like if I were to say that to a physics man, they're like, oh no, you see, the man thought was actually wrong because the cow was in the field, but it wasn't his cow, or something like that. But
it was there.
I know
it was there, but he saw paper instead.
So like, but I guess the thing is like, yeah, what the guy saw wasn't his cow, but he's like, oh yeah, my cow is totally there. But I guess like, what if the cow wasn't there? Then he would have been wrong. But it's because it was. Does it make him correct when he saw? He didn't know that his cow was there technically, I think.
But he was still right.
He was still right. He was technically... It's late. It's late, you guys. He was technically correct.
And that's the best kind of correct.
That is the best kind of correct. All right.
The idea is he correct?
I think so.
But I feel like his perception shouldn't change the outcome of whether or not the cow is there. He was just lucky.
That's a different one, Andy. That's the cat one.
Yeah. Oh, that was one too. I was going to bring Schrodinger's cat. But okay, so the next one that I found was is... Hang on, I wrote it down because I was going to forget it because it was so complicated. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is from an old Greek and or Roman philosopher. And the thing goes that... Oh, I'm so going to butcher this. I'm sorry, smart people, if you're listening to this. But...
Smart people don't listen to this.
Nobody listens.
No one's listening to this. All 38 of you, if one of you guys is smart and understands this, comment and let us know that I'm wrong.
Andy, your parents watch this.
And they're nobodies. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're very sweet people.
No smart people watch this.
So basically,
sorry, mom and dad.
the story goes that the Greek hero Achilles challenges this tortoise to a race. And obviously, I know, right? It doesn't have to be Achilles. Andy could challenge a tortoise to a race. It's Andy now. Andy the Mandy challenges a tortoise to a race.
Sweet.
And Andy...
I'm going to challenge you. And the tortoise is like...
Just goes back in the shell. You're going down, tortoise!
And rightly so, Andy is so confident in his ability to beat this tortoise in a foot race,
Yeah.
excuse me, that he gives the tortoise a crazy head start. And
Took a while for that head start to get really head
exactly.
started.
And after a certain point, Andy starts to run and try to beat the turtle. Here's where it gets confusing. And here's where I kind of got lost. Basically,
Aliens.
no. That'd probably make more sense to me. Also Shrek. But basically what happens is the idea is that Andy will never actually be able to beat the turtle.
Tortoise.
Whatever. I hate you so much. Really? That's what you're hung up on?
No,
I'm about to give you a thought-provoking experience where you can question me all you want because I'll be wrong.
I already figured it out. It was a turtle at the end, but it was a tortoise in the beginning.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yep.
He can't win because the tortoise doesn't know he's racing.
This bodes exactly to how I expected this topic to go. That we can't even get to the actual part that's supposed to be confusing. We're like, no, it's a tortoise versus a turtle. No, a turtle's going to be a win in the end.
No, this is a trick question.
Well, like,
That's physics for you, right?
yeah.
That's how physics works.
He was racing
I
the
guess
wrong
so.
thing.
Trick questions.
He was racing the turtle because he got them confused. So the tortoise won because he went in the wrong direction.
Yeah, we're done good, turtle. I don't know why I give everybody the same voice. I got to vary that up. But anyway, so the reason being why Andy won't be able to beat the tortoise is because, so the tortoise has a head start. So in order to get to where the tortoise is, Andy must first cover half the distance to that tortoise, right? Mm-hmm. But as Andy covers that distance, the tortoise is also moving forward. And so then Andy must then cover half the distance again to where the tortoise is, but again, the tortoise has moved forward. So each time, Andy is just moving half the distance each time, so it's getting incrementally smaller, right? Basically, it's the concept of infinity, where it's like, how can you ever actually get to the number 1 from 0 when there is infinity? So you can get ever so close to where 1 is, but you can never actually get to 1. So Andy can get just like incrementally closer to the tortoise, but he can never actually beat the tortoise. Obviously, this isn't true,
Right.
Because we can beat tortoises, but like I think it's the concept of infinity told through the tortoise and Achilles.
Me.
Andy wins.
What are you here for tonight? Are you here to just spite me?
Yes.
I think Andy wins.
Yeah,
Andy
I think
wins.
that's just a bad example.
Andy wins.
Because nobody
I'm pretty
measures,
confident in my
like, their
abilities.
running speed in like half the distance of like what he's trying to pass.
Yeah, why is
Yeah.
he trying to get half the...
Yeah, like
distance
if
of the
you were
tortoises?
saying that like he was trying to catch up to the tortoise, but like he always walked like half the distance from him to the tortoise, whatever, like that would kind of make sense. But Andy's running at a set speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it seems like with that line of reasoning, my the rate at which I'm running would constantly get slower and slower and slower. And it's like that's not how you race.
Yeah, and this is what I'm confused. I want to know.
Man, these smart people are dumb.
I I'm sure we just totally don't understand what they're saying.
And that's
Do you know how much money has probably been put into figuring that question out for like smart people?
Probably, and that's the thing. Like, this is another
Why?
reason I couldn't
7.
pepper any
Seven
of these
money.
in.
Yeah.
7 monies.
7 monies.
That's exactly why I couldn't pepper any of these into my tour of these smart people, because if they inquired further, I'd be lost. I would try to talk the talk, and they'd be like, "Oh, yes, elaborate," and they'd be like, and they'd be like, "Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about."
You poser.
I think I understand this one because I do have an infinity tattoo, so I think I understand all infinity-related physics questions. So, excuse me.
And my grandma has a tortoise, so
Yeah, I think Brayden had a little tortoise, right? Didn't you have
My grandma did.
turtles or something at your house?
no.
Or that was a snake. Never
we
mind.
had a snake.
I was thinking of Bryant Miramontes. He had a little tortoise.
Yeah, not Bryant.
Never mind.
And this next one I thought was funny just because they actually tested it, and it's basically another like way to try to personify infinity and all the different possibilities thereof. The idea is that if you had an infinite number of monkeys and an
Which I
infinite
do, yes.
It's a lot of
it's
monkeys.
a lot of monkeys and an infinite number of typewriters, and the monkeys were just
Oh, yeah.
hitting
Oh,
the
that's not
typewriters all they wanted. The monkeys would eventually write all of Shakespeare. Just at random, they would eventually type out like Hamlet or something like that.
They mean like consecutively. Oh my, dude, words, man.
Well,
Like
it's,
they would
it's
word.
late. Apparently after
Like not all the words would pop up.
8:30, we can't talk anymore.
No, it would be because if they're typing for infinity, like there's infinite text being created, and somewhere in there, all of Shakespeare will be written like in order.
Why does it have to?
Yeah.
Doesn't that
It's just-
imply that
it's
it would
just
be in
e-
English?
It's just everything would be written. I mean,
I
it would
guess
have
that's
to be
true.
in like that language.
They would just be doing random
Yeah.
keys, but they would accidentally spell like
yeah,
or
because
whatever.
there's infinity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I love this one because it reminds me of a joke from The Simpsons
oh god.
when they're in Mr. Burns' house and in his basement he has infinite monkeys typing and he picks up one of the manuscripts and he's like, "It was the best of times, it was the blurst of times." Get back to work.
Nice.
Good.
I like this one because as I was reading up on it, they actually tested this, and they gave like a bunch of primates. They gave them like computers, and they're like, "Yeah, this ain't gonna work." Because apparently the monkeys ended up they typed like 3 or 4 pages of mostly the letter S. Like, shucks.
Dude, they like that letter.
So close.
I wanted them to write the next Die Hard. Well, yeah. All right, cool. I think we've squeezed that one dry. So this one is the one. Or what were you gonna say?
Never mind.
Okay. This is the one that we've actually already talked about before. And this one is Schrodinger's cats. And for those of you that don't know, Erwin Schrödinger was another smart man. And he had this
I would argue
Smart
that.
man.
well, no, he was a smart man. Like just because this thing you don't understand it, and it doesn't mean he's not smart in other ideas.
If you don't know about him, you got a lot of cats.
No, wait, wasn't there something with
He's a cat
Schrodinger's
man.
cat? Well, maybe I should wait until we actually say what it is.
Well, we'll find out.
All right.
So basically, the idea is that you have a cat in a box, right? And in the box there is an atom of something radioactive, or an atom that can decay and become radioactive. And when it decays, it activates a sensor that Rube Goldberg machines this hammer to break open a vial of poison, essentially killing the cat. And in 1 hour, the experiment is over, but in that time, there is an equal chance that the cat will survive or be killed by the poison. There's a 50-50 shot. And so the idea is that while the cat is in the box and you can't see it and you don't know what's going on, that this cat is in a suspended state of being both alive and dead simultaneously. And when you open the box and you see which cat it is, the whole thing collapses and you're left with the actual outcome of the cat being either alive or dead. Now, people of non-physics minds will say, Andy, that
Your perception of the cat does not change its state.
exactly, bingo.
It's one or the other.
Exactly, bingo. That's what everybody says. And because it basically is. Like I I agree with you. When we talked last time, I was devil's advocating because I like doing that to you.
Yes, you do.
But like, it was super hard for me to try to figure out like how this works, I guess.
Well, I'm kind of familiar. There's like a lot of like media about this, so I've kind of read up on it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like an example for this like subatomic particle he was studying,
That's
where it was like, it's so small that you can't observe it, but you know it's either like in one state or the other by the way it like reacts to stuff around it. But you don't know what it is until you check out like what's going on around it. So you can't like explain that. He needed like a real world kind of like metaphor for it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really work that way because
I feel like that one makes more sense.
yeah, but like physical things that we can see, like we're familiar with, like that doesn't make sense to us.
Yeah. And like I've heard also like they branch this off into things like string theory and like the many worlds interpretation, where it's like, you know, while the cat is in the box, if it's alive, cool, it's alive, but then that creates an alternate universe where the cat then dies, and then so on and so forth, infinitely.
Like, two different branches. And
Exactly.
so
It
many
creates this
different
web
branches.
of just every possible outcome. And that's any time you.
And then I think it's once you observe it, those all collapse into one actual
Yeah, exactly.
existence or one thing.
I think.
It's more like a fancy way of stating like maybe.
Yeah, next time somebody asks you, like, you want to go see this movie? And
like
you're
Schrodinger's cats.
Because you can't say for sure whether it's alive or dead until you see it, and then it's like it's a for sure one thing now.
Yeah.
You know, and not just this universe, but many universes, I could have already seen this movie and have an opinion on already. So whether I want
I
to
don't
see
want you to
this
come
movie,
anymore. You're uninvited to this movie.
I heard one thing that like kind of hurt my brain a little.
Oh God.
Okay, so you know like the multiverse theory, right?
I
There's,
personally
like,
love the
there's
multiverse
like
theory.
infinite universes.
So I love to imagine what other universe me is doing right now.
Is there a separate universe where the multiverse theory does not exist?
ah,
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
My hamster just died in the wheel in my brain.
So, like,
But
do you mean
My wheel
they-
runs on
the
electricity.
people there don't?
No, like
Really?
the multiverse doesn't exist there.
Oh.
wouldn't that mean that the
the
Voltiverse?
Voltimerse.
The Voldemort.
I'm pretty sure the Voltimerse. I'm pretty sure is one of the Megazord transformations.
Ah, sweet.
That's all the different possibilities of Harry Potter if, like, Voldemort's alive or not.
Yeah,
Dude, can we like coin that?
Voldemort.
yeah, because we're gonna make so much money off that.
Yes. Good. What was I
That's how they
saying?
can continue the story. Just a whole nother timeline. Rewrite all the books.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what Mortal Kombat
Wow.
did.
Really?
Yeah. In the new game, they just like they go back in time and they're like, let's do different events.
That's pretty
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
what X-Men did too, because no one liked the third one.
Wait, what was that? I don't remember.
X-Men Last Stand.
No, I said something about, I was gonna say
This is
universe
the X-Men
or
topic, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
Voldemort.
what are we talking? What's our topic?
Multiverse.
Multiverse.
Multiverse theory. Yeah,
That's our
And
topic.
just like that, we're back in.
Okay, yeah. If there's a multiverse where there doesn't exist a multiverse, does that mean all other multiverses don't exist?
Yeah, those wouldn't exist then. Then we wouldn't exist.
So does that mean we're the multiverse, or we're the universe where multiverse doesn't exist?
Maybe.
That's the only.
We don't know. If the other
In
one's
in that
exist or
line of
not.
thinking, that's the only thing that makes sense. Meaning, there's no other multiverse. It's just this one verse.
Science is dumb. I'm gonna go.
I tell you one thing. Good Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Everything was easier when there's just Adam and Eve and there's a snake and he was talking. That
Yeah.
made sense.
Yeah, it's not Adam and Steve.
I want, like, because I think there was a Family Guy episode where they visited different multiverses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
'cause
actually,
that's where
like-
they got. That's where they got the buff pig.
Oink. Oink. Yeah, and like, I really, really like the multiverse theory just because, like, I don't know, like, if something doesn't work out for me, I'm like, man, I wonder how the universe where that works out for me is going. Like, I wonder how that dude
Or
is.
you're a black guy.
But like, that begs the question. Like, does that mean like that? In my mind, I feel like we're the most boring universe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that, I guess that's a matter of perspective. Because like, if we go to Crab Universe where we all have crab hands, they're like, you guys don't have crab hands? That's crazy.
Boom. Boom.
I read this cool one. It's like an offshoot of the multiverse theory where when you die, you just hop over into the next multiverse because your death would be like a split in the timeline. Like you either die at this point or you don't die. Like you're
So
hit by this
you're-
car or you're not.
So your consciousness.
So so once you hit that split, if you die in this one, you just whoop go to the other one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna test that out. Excuse me, there's traffic. See you in the next universe, bitches.
It reminds me of Bioshock Infinite.
Sorry, Andy's
You
parents.
played that?
So what?
Bioshock Infinite.
Oh yeah.
You know how every time you died, like it restarted with you like walking through that first door again?
Yeah.
That's to symbolize like that Booker died. So you're a new Booker now coming out
Oh,
into that
I
same
didn't even
spot where
catch
you
on to
haven't
that.
died there yet.
That's really cool. I actually didn't even think about that. I mean, I knew it was multiverse, but I didn't know
Yeah.
that's what that was.
So I had a lot of Bookers die.
That's a good game.
So many dead bookers.
So the end of this
Not
topic.
to be confused with dead hookers.
I'm not saying we're ending this topic, but the lesson is play Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah, it's coming out for
is that the
PS4 and Xbox One. Bioshock Remastered Collection. It's not official, but I read about it online.
Oh, well, that's official.
That's called free
Yeah,
advertising.
the prices got leaked.
How much is it?
I think it's like 30 or 40.
That-
But
really?
It's all of them.
Really? That's
Yeah.
it? Ooh, you got a customer, sir.
I just hope they fix the controls in the first one. Because I played Infinite first. So going back to the first one's like, these buttons are all flipped. This sucks.
This is a weird universe where the buttons don't make sense.
Bioshock was the first game I got for my PlayStation 3, and it was really spooky. I
Yeah,
couldn't
it's
handle
scary.
it.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played that like my friends and I one nighted that, and I don't know what the story was, but all I know is that I was scared.
Good topic. Do you want to keep talking about that?
I think we bled that one dry.
I don't know. Well, okay, because I want
Okay.
to bring up. We should
Okay.
totally bring forward. Actually, we probably wouldn't be able to.
Wow, really? Okay.
I was
like
gonna.
this
I was
topic.
gonna
You're
say.
just as bad as the Walking Dead finale, Andy.
Would have set us all up and then steal that ball right back.
Part 1 of episode 2.
Guys, listen, it's really important that you never, ever actually.
Credits roll.
Yes?
Ooh, like the Sopranos
Yeah, you're the Sopranos.
of this show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Except that's a cool ending.
Oh.
What were you gonna say?
We should totally make our gravity comes from apples.
Dude,
That whole discussion we had.
I don't even remember that discussion.
Essentially, we had a
Were you
whole.
high?
We were so conscious.
Wow, way to sell that. Way to sell our current state as well,
You were
Andy.
awake.
Thank you.
We were definitely alive.
Yo, I was so awesome.
I was definitely not passed out. That's for sure. Because I was
No,
talking.
okay, I don't know how long ago. It was a long time
Yo,
ago.
we're gonna teach you on these apples how the weed is awesome.
Like, we spent like 40 or 45 minutes.
How was it really that long?
It really was.
It probably was, yeah.
It was like right before we went to bed, which maybe we were sleep deprived.
Probably. That's a good indication.
But we had this whole discussion about how gravity comes from apples, and we like mixed in like Johnny Appleseed, and then we brought in like Einstein's theory of relativity, and like we really
Yeah, we went
all
in
out.
depth. We should have recorded that.
We should have I don't think we could ever really describe how awesome it was.
Great,
And-
thanks for
Yeah,
bringing
so
it
we're
up.
not. Yeah, so we're not going to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this topic.
Okay, no. What I was gonna say about Schrodinger's
Oh,
cat.
we're back in. Okay, what's up?
Okay, so
He was actually an apple the whole time.
Schrodinger was a cat.
ooh,
Oh, shit. Oh.
this is a multiverse.
Then he died.
Okay, okay. The timeline might be screwed up with this, but I want to say it was like Einstein, or like some other like genius sciencey kind of guy who like, and I want to say it was Grant.
Yep.
I want to say it was Grant.
Then do it. Just do it, Andy.
So
Just say
Grant
it.
totally said
Okay.
that. I want to say it had to do with Schrodinger's cat or something related, but it was like
That's exactly
the
what I
people,
said.
the people who understand Schrodinger's cat know it doesn't work, but then the people who don't understand it think it does, or something along those lines.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you guys
Well,
heard
yeah, because I think what he like Brayden said, he didn't say it to be like, this is true, this is what this is. It was just a way to illustrate. Yeah, it was a way to illustrate a different point, and then people like that don't know physics, like me,
they're like, oh, he's got magic cats.
Exactly.
It was a way to dumb it down for people like us.
Now saw the lady in half. But yeah, like I don't think he meant it. Schrodinger, if you're listening from wherever you
I
are,
think he's long dead.
Schrodinger, just never mind.
I'm pretty sure he's watching this. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In a different universe.
He's watching it live.
Yeah, like I don't think it was meant to be taken literally. I think it was an idea to be like, yeah, there are just parts of matter and things that we don't understand, and here's maybe a way to try to understand that. But yeah, I don't think it's meant to be taken literally.